Base resonator here. The last little turtle that I made that had an abalone shell in its back with some lights in it, so it became a night light. When I made it and I posted a picture of it online, it sold within an hour. So I've got another request for another one. So this one is going to be slightly different. I got the eyes already pasted in there, listen to that, glued in there with UV resin. And then, since this shell is slightly smaller than I'm going to be using, I decided to use that mica around the edge. And the mica that I used for this turtle is from Pigmently, called Hypnotic Peacock. It's this really pretty color. And I'm going to be using either this shell or this one, which is a deeper section of it. This shell was shipped to me and it was broken, so I had to do some trimming on it. Yeah, it didn't last through the post very well. I had to do some trimming on it in order to fit. So I've got one here with the abalone, distinctive abalone holes on the edge, or the area with the muscle that holds it together when it's alive is there. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with this one because I trimmed both of them to where they fit. And then I got some fairy lights, and this is warm white, and I wrapped them into a position that will fit in around the inside of the edge of that shell. So yeah, so I'm gonna mix up some deep pour resin, pour a little bit into the bottom of the shell itself, then pour some over the edge of the outer side of the shell, and then place it in place. Pour a little bit more, and then get the lights into place, and then pour the rest of it, and then we just sit and wait. So that's where I am. I have the lights in place. I'm going to pour a little bit of this deep pour resin, which I've already put through the vacuum chamber to get rid of any bubbles. Wait just a second and see. No bubbles in there. Now don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna try and set my phone down so that I can get the shell covered with a little bit of resin. Okay. Pour a little bit on the back of this shell. Make sure nothing's sticking. Don't want any bubbles forming. Okay, that looks like it's sitting in there really nice. Take you back up a little bit so you can see. I'm going to do a little tapping to try and make sure this is not going to have any bubbles underneath the edge of this shell. doesn't look like any developing in the head, which is good. Now this tail area. Let me get that little tool. Oh, that's the wrong one. That was the flat edge one, so I need the one that'll poke into the tail. Sometimes those little feet turn to the sides and we don't have a balanced foot. So now we'll finish pouring this in here. And fill up these feet, flippers. And it looks like I'm going to have to finagle this fairy lights so that they'll fit in here better. And then I will set this and leave it alone for a day or so. And hope that the person who ordered this is in love with it just as much as I like these. Okay, it's all poured in here. Now a test of the lighting. Ooh, we'll be able to see some up in the head. There's an eyeball. There's an eyeball, stayed in place. And that's really going to be pretty. And the other side of that shell is that nice greenish and some purplish blues in there, but this is really pretty. I love abalone, mother of pearl. I pulled the little turtle out. Sorry I didn't get that on the video, but he came out without any trouble. Just look at that holographic eye. Wow, cool. And there is the abalone shell for his back. This side of the shell up here was a little bit long, so it didn't go close to the level, the top of the mold, or the bottom of the mold, whichever you want to say, for the whole distance. So we have a little bit of clear, but that doesn't affect the overall thing. Now, watch with the lights. Ta-da! Night light effect enabled. Yep, very nice.